The long U.S. war in Afghanistan has come to an end.
American troops cleared out of Bagram, their biggest base in Afghanistan.
Chaos at Kabul's airport, a crush of thousands.
2 decades of Britain's commitment to Afghanistan simply evaporated.
The Taliban is in control of Afghanistan.
The UK has now confirmed that the mission to fly people out has ended today, despite knowing that more than 100 Britons and over 1,000 Afghans who qualified to leave will be left behind.
The chaotic scenes of Kabul airport as coalition forces withdrew dominated headlines in August 2021. And with the scenes, a promise by the UK government that they would honour their debt to the Afghans who had worked alongside them.
So let me say to anyone to whom we've made commitments and who is currently in Afghanistan, we are working urgently with our friends in the region to secure safe passage, and as soon as routes are available, we will do everything possible to help you to reach safety. Over and above this effort, the UK is formally launching a separate resettlement programme, providing a safe and legal route for up to 20,000 Afghans in the region over the coming years, with 5,000 in the first year.
Though thousands were relocated from Afghanistan during the chaos of Operation Pitting, many more were left behind after the initial evacuation. The Ministry of Defence has continued to bring some of those who were directly employed by the army to the UK, but thousands have been denied help. People like this Afghan pilot, whose identity we're protecting, and who is in fear of his and his loved ones' safety.
When I joined the Afghan military, we were put to work alongside coalition forces, including the British forces, to fight the Taliban. The British forces planned and supported the special missions. With our commanders, they prepared and made the plan. Initially, we had good contact with the Americans we'd worked alongside. They were saying, "Don't worry, we will evacuate you, we will transfer you." Unfortunately, the time ran out and they didn't succeed. My wife said to me, "You have to leave. You have to leave, and I will stay here. So I will put you in God's hands, and God will bless you. So go." The whole reason I have done this is for my family. The journey to get to the UK was very tough.
The other route that promised to support at-risk Afghans, however, has stalled. While the UNHCR has referred 2,000 people to the Home Office for relocation in the first year of the scheme, only 40 have made it to the UK, with safe routes into Britain becoming little more than a political football.
Well, if you are able to get to the UK, you are able to put in an application for asylum.
But I would only enter the UK illegally then, wouldn't I?
Well, that would, if you put in your application for asylum upon arrival, that would be the process that you enter.
How could I arrive in the UK if I didn't have permission to get onto an aircraft legally to arrive in the UK?
Fearing for his safety and for that of his family, the Afghan pilot made the journey to Britain in the hope that he may find sanctuary, but instead found a very different story to the one told to him in Afghanistan.
When I arrived in the UK on a small boat, I thought I would maybe see the warm welcome of British officials. Instead, when I came here, it changed 180 degrees. Instead of them saying, "Welcome, we couldn't help evacuate you guys from Afghanistan, but you have made this difficult journey," they sent me a warning letter. It was very shocking and disappointing for me. They wrote, "We will send you to an alternative country, which is Rwanda."
The pilot story that I've been covering in The Independent shows how, despite protestations to the contrary, the government is limited in its compassion to Afghan refugees. Extremely narrow resettlement routes are leaving thousands stranded in third-party countries like Pakistan and Iran, and leaving even more in danger of reprisal attacks in Afghanistan. The UK government says over 2,600 Arab applicants have been brought to safety in the UK, totalling 12,200 people when including family members. A spokesperson said, "We understand the desire of Afghans now seeking to leave their country. However, we cannot support all former members of the Afghan security forces, who number in the hundreds of thousands." We feel the Afghan pilot is an obvious case of someone who should be given sanctuary in the UK, not only because he is now in our country, but because of the work he did to support Britain's mission against ISIS and the Taliban in Afghanistan.
I'm very proud to be behind this campaign to try to save one of the bravest men in Britain, a pilot who fought alongside the coalition and is now at risk of being deported to Rwanda. The Independent stands for progressive values of trying to help those in need, supporting those whose cases have been ignored by government, by institutions, by the establishment. This is a case in point. The Prime Minister and the Defence Secretary have merely pushed the case down the road. They have absolutely ignored him and not done what the decent thing is, which is to step in and offer sanctuary. It's possible for you who are listening to this and watching this to help. Sign our petition to try to find him safety through the UK government. Thank you.